Let's be honest, parenting can be messy and hard, but also so rewarding. In this podcast, we'll share all the ups and downs of parenthood, as well as share some of our favorite tips and tricks for parenting using both our experiences and expertise from our professional lives as a speech and language pathologist and teacher, but also our everyday lives as moms, just trying to balance it all. We're so glad you could join us.
Hello and welcome to And Then We Had Kids. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Sheena.
And it has been another minute. I feel like we left our last episode talking about our trip and being like, okay, we're going to get back to like a schedule. School's back in session. You know, you're back on your work schedule is different. It's going to be great.
Recap from our hiatus over the summer.
Yeah. And it's been like a month.
Yeah.
It feels that way. I don't actually know how much time has passed, but it's been a while since even you and I have seen each other.
Yeah. It's
in person or on Zoom is how we're recording. So like in person and Zoom, I've just missed you.
Oh, I miss you too.
It has been like, I feel like so much has happened in the time that like we last recorded until now.
I know. And it's so funny because I don't know. It's just, we were so like ready to get back into things. And then life always happens. This is just like what always happens. Always.
I know. And I feel like it's totally fine, right? Like this is what happens as moms, as you know, you're working, we are still doing so many other things that, I mean, like the hours go by and the days go by and then weeks go by and it's already almost end of September. It's basically Halloween.
Fall. Which I was just about to say, like fall is just around the corner and I couldn't be happier.
Today. Yeah. How I bet your kids are fine transitioning from summer to fall. They're just so easygoing. My youngest, like pants and a hoodie to him. I know. If you hear little noises of a little human, it's because one is in a room with us.
Yeah.
Sheena's son is joining us. He doesn't know it, but
my husband is on his way back from a work trip and I'm on my own tonight. And
I mean, making it work.
I'm here.
He's there. He is there. But anyway, so like today was like the first cool day, right? After like 70 degrees, 80 degrees, beautiful weather. Fall is hit hard.
I wore a sweater and I couldn't have been happier.
I'm sure. I love sweater, jeans, and like sandals. Like if I could wear that, like if it's sunny enough and warm enough, I'm all game. But my son, I tried to put pants on him today and it was like a struggle.
No-go?
Well, it was a non-negotiable for me. So he eventually did put pants on. It was like an art of distraction. Once my husband got his pants on him, but he was not thrilled that there was like extra material touching his legs. Yeah. Same with the hoodie. He was like, no, I don't want to wear this. So it's going to be real fun come winter when we're layering everything on
with the snow pants and the boots and the mittens.
But again,
and
those are non-negotiable when the weather is like that. But it was like, okay, this is something new that I did not anticipate. So that was fun this morning.
Yeah, my kids aren't really bothered by the transition. I personally love it.
You're a happy camper.
I am a happy camper. Quite honestly, it was like just slightly too sunny for me today.
I think, gosh, take it back. It was great.
I think this is why I love Scotland so much, right? So like our last episode, we recapped our Scotland trip.
Yes.
And I have heard people describe Edinburgh as like a moody city, right? Like it's gray, it rains a lot.
Yes.
It's perfect for me. The temperature is my jam. Like I can wear sweaters, boots, jeans.
Right. I can get on board with that.
Drink. I don't mind the rain. I love the like just slightly overcast. I don't need sunglasses, but I could wear them if I needed to. Edinburgh may be a moody city. I am a moody person.
I was about to say it
does
fit. Yeah. I'm not surprised that that's a place that you're gravitating towards. I just want it to take you several years until you can actually figure everything out to get there.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Okay. Will you keep me posted?
Sure.
But yeah, so your kids are all in the full swing of like school and all that. Anything?
Yeah. So I think the last time we recorded, we were like just about to start, and he started and he loves it. I will say I don't know how people like, I'm really just struggling, especially this week, husband being out of town for a work trip. I was responsible for school drop-offs this week.
Yeah.
And they're like sticklers on this whole morning drop-off situation. So it's like
what does it look like for you?
It's like what do they call it? Like a kiss and go at like the train or like the airport where you like pull up, you quickly trying to get all your stuff out and then you go, right? Like you kiss your loved one goodbye and then you're on your way.
In your car, out of your car.
You get out of your car because they want you to unbuckle them out of the car seat.
Yes.
But they want you to make it really fast because there's a line. Yes. And where he's going to school, there are, I think, 3 other schools right in the same area.
Oh, like the big cluster.
It is. But anyway, so they have like a 15-minute window that you can drop off. And if you're late, you have to park and walk them in and sign them in and give like the reason for, why you were late, whether it was like traffic or whatever. And I
mean, the fact that it's a toddler should be reason enough anytime and every time.
Well, I mean, so I legit was just 1 minute late today.
For the first time. Yeah.
And I was so tempted to just write, Mom can't get her together as the reason. Because I can't.
Should have. I mean, if I had like the creativity to come up with the reason, and sometimes you don't have to be creative, it's just the truth. You could be like, the pink pants weren't pink enough.
Right. Or like, I feel like people should be real about it in those reasons. Yes. And then someone should turn it into like a Twitter account or something.
Yeah. Like the pancakes were too hot. Or something like, you could, I think the next time you are late, I mean, maybe it'll be never, but it probably will be.
Right. Knowing me.
You should write the real reason.
Oh my God.
I mean, if it's traffic, it's traffic. Like that's fine, but you could always.
Yeah, but let's be real. Like it's also traffic because I couldn't get myself out the door in time today. Yeah. That was the reality of it.
Yes.
It was my fault.
And I feel like once as an educator and you're in education, wouldn't you appreciate a parent's honesty about that and just die laughing?
I totally would. I am also that parent that's going to swear. And so I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't because I don't want to write a bad word on.
Okay, don't swear in it.
Sheet. Okay. But I think
something.
I do think so. I think that's a good idea. So moving forward, I'm going to write the real reason. And then I will start like documenting it.
Yeah, I think that's hysterical. I love that you have the choice to do that. I
will say that the parent that dropped off right before me, that was also 1 minute late. It was a dad, and his reason was me.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, what I mean. Yeah, like, the reason is just me. I'm late. Like, or again, if there was something that happened, like, maybe you had to clean up like dog pee and that's why you were late. Like that is the realistic possibility.
Yes.
I just say, be honest with those reasons of why you're late.
Okay.
And please share.
I will. Moving forward, that's for sure what I'm going to do.
But I'm glad he likes it. I feel like it probably helped that he like did daycare before. So like having to leave you or like separate from you isn't really an issue.
Yeah, like that's not like a novel thing for him. He's used to being gone 5 days a week for full days. So
yeah.
How about yours? Back in?
They're great. She loves school too. She is so happy when we get there. Last year it was she was happy to go to school. And then she was the child, I don't know if I've shared on here, maybe I have, when I would go and pick her up, she would look at me, scream, "No!" and throw her bag at me because she wanted to stay at school. And so I would always have to be like to the other moms in line, like, "Don't worry, we're going to go do something fun this afternoon. Like, I'm a good mom. I swear she loves me. I love her too." And it was like a legit thing that her teacher was supporting her with because it was such a big reaction. And granted, it's because she loved school, but it was absurd. The way she yelled at me whenever, it was so silly.
It's amazing.
So this year the drama has subsided. And she is doing great.
Good.
I think. I mean, you know what I mean? You're like, I'm not with her during the day, but
Right.
it's good. I haven't heard anything, so all's well.
Do you get the crazy amount of like crafts and just paper with a bunch of random scribblings all over it?
I do.
What are we supposed to do with all of that nonsense?
I am that's a great question, Sheena. I feel like a lot of people get a lot of those too. Some I have kept. I will say around the holidays, I have framed. They made like spiders out of their handprints last year, and
Okay,
it turned out
cute.
so cute. So I did frame that. I cut like around so it would fit into like a 5x7 frame. And like same thing with like a foot. They made a ghost out of it. So like the ones that I like, I keep. For the 500 other ones,
Legit. I feel like our recycling bin has never filled up so quickly because I'm that parent.
Like, I do.
I'll at least recycle it, not throw it in the trash.
There you go. So I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can get my computer to show you. So I have like a little display in my living room, but it only holds like 5 pieces of artwork, and I rotate them. So like I keep certain ones on display, and then they magically become new ones, and the other ones I do throw away. They do have those like companies that will take them and turn them into like books.
They do?
Yeah. I think it's like, I can't remember the name of it, but they send you it's clearly an Instagram ad. I think they send you like a good size box. And then I think that they like essentially take pictures of the art to turn into a book.
And then do they send the art back?
No, I think they
recycle it for you?
Yeah, the artwork stays, the book comes to you.
Interesting. You know that my Instagram feed is now going to be all of this because our phones are secretly listening
about it. It is. So yeah, so I only keep certain ones. And again, she's in like a art class on Fridays. So her school is technically only Monday through Thursday. And then Friday is like an additional day that parents can choose to send their kids. And so hers, it's like it's called Art Pod. And so I'm hopeful. I haven't seen any of the artwork that she's made in this because her teacher's like having like an art gallery opening where like the parents are going to come in and like we'll see all the displayed art. It's like a super cute idea, right? So I'm hopeful. I saw one of her artworks in the hallway at the school, and it was like a mixed media art. And I was like, this is cool. So like those ones I think I might keep a little bit longer. But I haven't decided long-term what I'm going to do with all of the art.
We had curriculum night because, I'm very concerned about what curriculum they're using in pre-kindergarten. But I felt like
it feels so early.
Yes. But whatever, we went, and they had some art displayed in the hallway. The teacher had the students make self-portraits.
Oh.
And he gave himself a unibrow.
If he's calling it like he sees it, maybe. I don't know.
Does not have one, but it was just
unibrow, by the way. No, he does not. He has very cute eyebrows, and it's not a unibrow, but that's amazing.
Like that, I could see myself leaving up for.
I think that's a
couple
cute
weeks, and then
and then you pitch it.
Yeah.
So I'm also on the board this year at her school.
Oh my gosh, you are so good.
Well, okay. I am not currently working. Not to say being a mom, stay-at-home mom is not work. I feel like I get less done now than I actually did when I was working, when I could like sneak in like 15 minutes of something else.
Right.
Like when I was eating my lunch. But last year I volunteered because I was like, oh, I need something to do. And this year it kind of progressed to another woman that I volunteered with, herself and I decided to be on the board. And I will say it's been nice to like meet the moms and dads at the school. So I feel like if you're new at a school or your like kid is just starting out, if you find ways to like, and you have the time and the bandwidth, I think like volunteering is like a really good thing.
You are so much more social than I am.
I
am the person who is like,
you're social
look at me
at work, though.
Talk to me.
But if you are, I feel like as moms, and I mean, especially coming from like the city to the burb, where it does feel like people have their people, right? And again, not to say I don't know anybody in the burbs. I do. A lot of my friends are here. You're not, but that's okay. But like, it's just nice to know people at her school. So I just feel like if you're wondering how to meet people, volunteering at the school is good.
Can you hear my kid's iPad?
No, not right. Well, wait.
Oh my gosh. He's watching
Faintly.
Number Blocks. Turn the volume down.
It's educational. So you have been, I'm going to segue a little bit. Again, if you're peeking back to feel like volunteer, see what's going on at your kid's school. Great way to meet people. But like,
it's not my jam.
It's not your jam.
Wait, but
what?
Did I send you this article I found on social? So I am just getting over a raging sinus infection, double ear infection.
Yes, that's what I was gonna segue to, is like, you're also like just recovering. So like, I think of you as like, let me be social, but I've also just had this crazy sinus infection, a double ear infection.
It is my first ear infection of my life.
It's insane.
At 40. So I was seriously not like a functioning adult the past week or so. But like, I couldn't even watch TV because I couldn't hear properly, and it was really annoying. But yes. I found this, like when you just find an article on Facebook or a Twitter post or something that legit makes you laugh out loud, right? Like, it is so funny.
Yes.
I think I sent it to you, and I definitely sent it to my husband, but I found something on Facebook about this guy who I think was based in like London and went to volunteer with his kids, like field trip to the science museum. It was just so effing hilarious because
it was he did like a live Twitter update of the field trip, and it was, so he would do these like one-liners of like updates of things that were happening from the moment he got to the school, like got on the bus till they got to the museum, till they were leaving. It is hysterical. Again, if you've ever volunteered, if you ever worked in education, even if you haven't, if you're a parent, right? It was so funny. I agree with you. It was hysterical.
I'll have to include it in the show notes, but I was crying because I was laughing so hard. And then I was like, and this is why I will never volunteer with my kids.
You should at least once. Come on.
I had to do it as a teacher. And I will say that there were times I enjoyed it, but some of those field trips were brutal.
I was the strange one when we worked at the school, at summer school. We did a lot of field trips, and mainly the one was to the pool twice a week.
I hated that one.
I loved it.
Oh God.
I was like a party of one for all of us adults who had to go.
It was like, I will pay you so I don't have to go to the pool.
I loved it. I did not care. I was so happy to be outside in a pool. I was mostly fortunate enough to be like paired up with a favored student. I had a blast. But yes, that article was so funny.
Oh, it was stellar.
So thinking of, so you've been sick and now you're on the mend, hopefully.
Yep. Definitely.
And have
on
your
the
kids caught,
upswing.
yeah. Have your kids caught any of these like colds that are just going around at schools yet or no?
My younger one had a cold like right after we recorded the last episode. So it's been several weeks, but
Yeah.
the other one's been okay.
Yeah. I knock on wood. Like that's my kids have been okay. My nephews aren't doing so hot, and that's like a lot of kids. I feel like they just got like hit real hard. But there was like a day where my youngest too was like a little lethargic, a little bit of like a runny nose. So which equals like more screen time than I would prefer. And with that, I will like toss on the Disney Channel, right? Have you watched any Disney movies as an adult and have like a totally different experience watching them than you were a kid?
Are you about to talk to me about Turning Red?
No. No, I was watching there are two movies that have come to my mind that we've been watching on repeat. One was The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
And my daughter is obsessed.
One of my favorites.
She had a tantrum because like a couple weeks ago because I couldn't turn her into a real mermaid like on the spot. I told her to talk to my sister, so I got out of that one. But yeah, I mean she's Ursula. I mean she is Little Mermaid for Halloween. I'm gonna be Ursula. My husband's gonna be Prince Eric. My son is Flounder. Those are Halloween costumes. But the movie itself, you watch it and you think she's 16. All of this happens in 3 days. And Ursula is very scary.
Wait, she's 16?
She is 16. Not okay.
Very young.
Very young. And like, if you listen to the lyrics of some of the songs, specifically Poor Unfortunate Souls, you're like, dang, that is some well-written shit. Like, good job.
Jenny, so we're going to have to censor this episode now.
Sorry.
It's okay. Usually I am the one swearing up a storm.
I know. I feel like it's pretty good.
I'm having to bite my tongue. I will say, what is this going to be like episode 15? And this is the first time either one of us have let something like that slip.
Pretty good.
You're
you're swearing like a sailor most of the time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then the other movie we've been watching is The Lion King.
Okay. I've watched that one recently. What it's like shifting your view of The Lion King.
It's not so much shifting. My kids are just gonna not know what happens in the middle. I still fast forward when Mufasa dies. I cannot watch it
because you can't watch it, or you don't want them to.
Oh no, it's all about me. For that movie, I cannot. So it goes from,
I don't like that part.
Basically, Simba singing I Just Can't Wait to Be King until Hakuna Matata. There's like a good 45 minutes in between that we skip. Correction, I skip.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So
I feel like now I'm going to have to go, you know what? I'm not going to watch the animated version of The Little Mermaid. I want to watch the live action, but I'm going to start thinking of this now as just some 16-year-old that is.
Well, you can see, maybe they changed
getting
it.
married.
Maybe she's 18, but no, in the movie, she's like, I am 16, daddy. And it's like, oh my God, not okay.
Wow.
So
we've been watching a lot of Ratatouille.
I love Ratatouille.
Yes, the younger one is all about mouse.
Oh, it doesn't like hook my kids as much because there aren't any songs.
Oh there aren't. Mine aren't really like, they don't really care about the songs.
My kids.
But if the rat, or as he calls it, the mouse, is not in a scene, he wants nothing to do with it.
So he comes back and forth as he's.
You have to fast forward to get to a mouse scene or rat in this case.
Oh my gosh, that is so. Yeah, that's like. This was like thinking about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, me. And also, my kids are probably never gonna know in Finding Nemo that anything happens at the beginning. It's just gonna be.
Gosh, now I feel like I need to watch all of these again. I don't even remember what happens.
It's a classic Disney movie.
Won't watch the beginning of Bambi.
No. That's the mom dies in Finding Nemo, so you wouldn't.
Oh, no. See, yeah, no.
not recently, but I would say several years ago, my husband and I watched Pinocchio. Without a doubt, one of the scariest movies I think I've ever seen in my whole life.
Man. And that's another one that has a live action coming out with Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Who I love.
I don't know what, it's the scariest movie. One of the scariest movies. You haven't seen it as an adult? I mean, it's amazing because you watch these as a kid and you don't pick up on these things that that we now as adults like would focus on or think about.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. I mean, clearly this is what I've been doing. I have too much time on my hands.
Yeah.
But I don't have too much time.
I need more time on my hands.
You can have some of mine. We'll trade.
Okay.
You come watch Little Mermaid at my house and I'll do your work for you.
Perfect. Done.
Yeah. Since you love fall, any fun fall activities you're doing coming up?
Yeah, this weekend we're gonna do apple picking with my sister and her family.
Are you going to the place that we once met up at?
Yep.
Or a different place? I like that.
Same.
Yeah.
So we'll do the apple picking, and I usually get some pumpkins and apple cider, which then puts me into full apple cider mimosa season, and I cannot wait.
I have never had one of those.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So you just swap out the orange juice for apple cider, not apple juice, like legit apple cider. But you do
a morning drink, or is it an all-day drink?
It's an all-day drink in my mind. You do a sugar and cinnamon rim on the champagne glass.
Oh my gosh.
Next time we get together, I'll make you some.
All right. Okay. We should put together some of our like fall favorite drinks or things that we like to do. No, that's what, we're going somewhere because we're going to my mother-in-law's house in Michigan. So I was like, I need an activity.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go somewhere and do some apple picking. Hopefully.
I probably should think about what I might bake with the apples.
Yeah.
But
now I hear that iPad. It's like a nice closeout to our
nice closeout. Yeah, it looks educational. I'm not really sure.
Sure. Oh, sure.
But at least he's being quiet.
He's been great. He's been there this whole time. So he's done a fantastic job. But yeah, I think that we have a lot of fun topics like coming up. I know we said this last time, and today was just a little bit of a life update, being able to like see you, talk to you.
No. And usually we talk and like see each other in between recordings and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't even seen you outside of this.
Me coming off this.
I'm so glad you're feeling better.
Oh my God.
It was wild.
So bad.
Because your husband was sick before this.
He had it the week before, and I, to be very honest, was giving him a hard time because I kind of thought he was being a baby about just a cold. It wasn't even COVID.
Yes.
I was like, come on. And then I got it, and I was like, oh my
sorry.
God. I feel bad for giving him a hard time.
Yeah. Oh.
They knocked me to the ground.
Jeez. Yeah. I'm just so glad you guys are doing better.
Yeah.
That was a lot. Too. Now your kids are good. I feel like, when it's like the domino effect of somebody getting it and then you're just waiting until the next.
And then I dropped the kids off at my parents this weekend so I could like somewhat recover, like focus on recovering and not have to parent at the same time. Cause that's just hard.
That's huge. That's huge. Again, we say it a lot, but it takes a village.
Yeah.
It really does. Well, it's just been really nice to see you, to talk with you.
I miss your face.
I know, miss your face. So even that moody face that you say.
Me and all of my multiple moods.
Exactly. But yeah, we got a lot of fun things coming up. I feel like, you love fall. I love fall. We got birthdays, holidays, all that good stuff coming up that we can talk about and just, get into some good parenting tips too. So we got a lot.
Exciting
stuff.
Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all of the latest, you can follow us on Instagram @_andthenwehadkids. Thanks again. And like we say, life used to be carefree, and then we had kids.